look at it. So Jenna, do you have?
And when we talked about resources that will help available, that's the piece that's in front of you. So Christy was at the House Education meeting last night at 8 o'clock. They finally finished. Christy was at the House Education meeting last night at 8 o'clock. They finally finished. And the charter school funding bills are SB 38 and HB 193. They were amended in the committee so they mirror each other. And what this did is it's going to require a Board of Education to provide public notice before this Friday if they choose to go through truth and taxation. And so that's what this resolution is, and I was hopeful that you could review that and see if you feel comfortable approving that tonight. I feel like we've met the requirements, but what this would do is it would just make it very clear that it's a possibility that the board might go through truth and taxation. We did talk about it in our February 2nd meeting. We've notified the county that there's a possibility that we might go through truth and taxation. Again, this doesn't require the board to do that, but it leaves that option open. And I want you to look at the last page of, let's look at SB 38. So that's going to be school funding amendments. And I'm going to read to you on line number 409. We're not going to talk about it. If you want to talk about it, you can talk about it with me later. But a local school board may not increase a board local levy rate under this section if the sole purpose of increasing the board local levy rate is to recapture revenue lost from the decrease in the board local levy rate. That's the reason why we have to do this way. So there's the resolution in front of you. And all it does is leave the option open for you to move the debt service levy to your capital fund, like we talked about in February, that 1.5 million decrease that we'll have in debt service, to have that available for your capital programs. Yes?
So this is the first time hearing of this, so I'm just trying to process this. What was the purpose of this on line 409? A local school board may not increase. What's the purpose of that?
I can't talk about it in open meeting, but I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it after. And
a local school board may not increase. What's the purpose of that?
I can't talk about it in open meeting, but I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it after. And if you'd like to listen to the discussion in the hearing, I think you'll understand that a little bit better. But
well, yeah, so because it sounds like we're trying to do an end run around this law if we're doing this, right?
No, because Mr. Clara, we already talked about the possibility of having a truth and taxation hearing on February 2nd. We've already notified the county. So I feel like we have done what the law requires. I think this just puts it into writing that there's a possibility that the board may go through truth and taxation.
Before that deadline.
But this is to comply.
And why, and so why can't you explain this to me in a public meeting? I missed that part.
If you look at HB 193, and you know the title of that is Charter School Funding Amendments, and all the conversations that are going out around that, that's basically what that meant. That's what line 409 is about.
Okay.
So just to maybe clarify something for you. So right now what's happened with this bill is that it's not in law yet. It went through committee and has to be approved to the House and still go through the Senate. But because of the stipulation that's in here about March 4th, it's forcing boards right now to either look at their minutes to see if they had talked about a truth in taxation or to declare before March 4th. That's part of what Senator Stevenson has asked. And so by reading through the bill, I can talk to you about it afterwards. I'd be happy to.
Well, no, I'll just go ask Senator Stevenson about it tomorrow. I don't understand what the secret is here.
He's asked us not to.
He's asked us
not to. That's actually a part of what the bill says. That's why I'd be happy to show you if you'd like.
No, I'm okay.
So,
and then this resolution providing notice of potential truth in taxation hearings. Shall we take this first since we've just been discussing it rather than waiting?
Right.
Right, can I have another motion then to accept this resolution?
I move that we accept the resolution of the Salt Lake City School District Board of Education, Salt Lake City, Utah, to provide notice of potential truth and taxation hearing.
I'll second. Second, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion on this?
Yeah, tell me, so what did we just do? I'm looking at the discussion agenda, or where did we move this from the agenda? You said we moved it to the action agenda. Where was it originally?
Budget development. Budget development. Under budget development.
I don't think this is
And the
legal.
only
This is
reason,
not on the
Michael-
agenda.
Michael, the reason that it was not on the agenda is that we only discovered the need for it last night. And we did not have time to notice it further than that. But it severely impacts our budget development discussions going forward. So we consulted with our advisors and determined that we could bring it forward,
What advisors?
our legal advisors.
Oh, well then I don't have any confidence that this is legal, and I don't
Right,
think
well,
this is a legal move, and I'll
we
just
have-
go report it, and to the Attorney General's office tomorrow, because where's the 24-hour notice? This is not on the agenda at all.
Well, it sounds like
Under budget development for truth and taxation, okay.
it could be part of it.
I don't think you can.
I think that we talked about truth and taxation hearing in February under budget development. That was what was on our agenda, I believe.
I'm looking on the agenda right now for
I
this
know,
meeting.
there you are.
I'm on the board, I had no idea this was coming up.
But I
Neither did any of the rest
None
of
of
us.
us
But I think
So-
what she.
Right here.
You know.
And I do take seriously, Michael, the concern that you raised. But I think when things are moving quickly and on a Monday night, a deadline of Friday is imposed, and we have a board meeting on Tuesday, we need to act.
Well, I don't think it justifies violating the Open Meetings Act. I think you just post it and if we had to do a special meeting, we do it. You say on the one hand, you understand, but you're okay with violating the Open Meetings Act.
No, I'm saying that in exigent circumstances, you have to, and
These are
we have
exigent
talked,
circumstances.
yes,
Okay.
because we don't have another meeting between now and Friday.
We can
And
call.
also because we need to move forward in our budget development discussions. We've had the truth and taxation discussion already, and we're not making any final decision except to keep our options open. Any other thoughts about this? Okay, let's then vote on whether to accept this resolution and sign it. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm opposed because I think it's illegal to be voting on this without it being on the agenda.
Thank you, Michael, and thanks, everybody. Now we move to C4 on the action agenda. And perhaps I'll ask the board members who asked for it to be pulled off the consent to explain what if any,